If you're a junior mechanical engineer and you feel lost, slow, unsure, or failing, you're not broken. The system is. You feel like you don't know what to expect. Your feedback is vague or non-existent. Everything is urgent, but everything is unclear. You can't be efficient because you don't know and you don't know what questions to ask. And you're afraid that you would be exposed as not good enough. I understand how you feel. I've been there. Your struggle is not because you're lazy or incapable. It's because nobody is teaching you how to operate in the real world of engineering work. Okay, so I'm going to break down 3 assumptions that mechanical engineering consultants may have when they're starting out. The first is that if you had more technical knowledge, then you'd be fine. That's not necessarily true. If you had more technical knowledge, you might not know exactly the procedures or the methodologies that the company require you to use. And if you did know those methodologies, that means that you were groomed into the position that you have, which most of us are not. The second assumption is, I need to memorize more tools and software. That is a fallacy where I fall into, and that's often where I don't ask for help fast enough because I feel that it's expected of me to know these things. Your focus is on the wrong things. Your focus should not be on the tools themselves, but how to use them for the specific question that you're answering. And that is a key. If you change from one company to another company, the way that the tool is used changes. And if you are really great at using the tool, you might be very terrible at the company methodology that they require on the tool. And the third thing is, it actually links back to what I said earlier, you need to figure everything out on your own to prove yourself. This creates isolation. And very often, you might not have all the options on the table that you're supposed to have on the table because you're not asking the people with experience which options should be on the table. This can turn out to be dangerous. Dangerous for the company's reputation, dangerous for your perception instead of isolated, which is how you feel. You might be seen as arrogant or condescending, which is not your intent at all. Your intent is to try to prove yourself. So I've just listed the 3 things that are three pitfalls that juniors very often step in. Now I would like to cover the things that a junior should focus on. These things are variables that actually impact your success, your promotion, and your perception, because that's very important when you're just starting out in your career. The first is that you're oriented to the context. You need to understand what the work is for. You are doing your technical little bit, but where is it going? Who is it impacting? How does it connect to that project life cycle? And what are the trade-offs? What are the boundaries that you're working? The second thing is you need to learn systems, because the knowledge, your brain is not made to keep the knowledge, your brain is made to synthesize. Systems make it possible to quickly find appropriate knowledge and apply it to your synthesis quickly and effectively. If you learn the systems, if you learn the methodologies, they might change from company to company, but your mindset is, I'm learning this system. I'm learning it to become efficient in it. You've got the knowledge saved, and there's not constantly something hovering that you need to be remembering. You learn the systems, you're invaluable in your efficiency and the value that you bring to the table. Additionally, you make sense of new information. So you are always at the forefront of whatever innovation is hitting the market. That makes you even more invaluable. The third thing, and this is not really directed towards junior engineers, it just affects them. This is directed to their support system, their mentors, their seniors. Junior mechanical engineers require safe feedback. That means that you need to assume that they are willing. You need to assume that they are capable. And you need to assume that they are working towards becoming independent contributors with the best interest of the company at heart. If you assume these things and you change your tone with which you speak to them, they will be more receptive, more open, and feel less attacked when there is feedback. I very often felt completely unsafe when I submitted my reports for feedback, because I would get remarks that say, why did you do it this way? This is not the right way to do it. But there's no pointing towards the right way to do it. I don't know that they've got the policy set out. I've been working there for a month. I don't know that they've got this policy set out that says step by step how it's supposed to work. But I'm just assumed, I've just graduated, I'm just assumed to have this knowledge about the company's specific procedures. It's unsafe. We as mentors need to work towards providing a safe environment for juniors with the tone of our voice and with our assumptions about them. The fourth thing is a mental model for industry work. Junior engineers should reframe the way that they think about scoping, about ownership, about reliability, and about delivery quality. If we look at scoping, the way that a junior engineer should think about scoping is vastly different from how they think in university about scoping. They get the question, they know what they were taught in the semester, and they know which methods to apply. In industry, all methods are always applicable, right? So scoping has to do with a limitation, setting up boundaries, but setting up the right boundaries, and that's where experience comes in, and that's where asking your senior these questions comes in. If you talk about ownership, whose project is this? Are you the project engineer, or are you the shadow to the senior that is the project engineer? Is the senior the one that is professionally responsible for the outcomes and you are the project engineer, meaning their signature qualifies your work? If that's the case, iteration and feedback is critical. That's where reliability comes in. As professional engineers or those that are working towards professional engineer registrations, your work needs to be reliable. It needs to be reliable over years and years and years, and over many methods being applied as scrutiny on your methods. The final is delivery quality. On a junior level, we can talk about delivery quality in the sense of do not submit a report that is not ready to be criticized. If you as a junior can criticize your report, change those things until you cannot critique it any further, and then submit it to your senior. That means that you are submitting the highest quality that you can submit, and that your senior then can submit revision on that. That is of a high quality as well. So in this video, we've discussed how there are certain things that we've got set up in our mind. We want to prove ourselves, where it should actually be finding ourselves busy working and setting up systems and learning systems and taking up our yoke and contributing in the industry, in the company that we're working in. If the systems are set up well to support you, you will make such a huge success of it. If the systems are set up poorly, it will be more difficult. But that does not mean that you are a problem. That does not mean that you are behind. When you see that there's just a few pieces that is missing, maybe you're missing the map in how to make this work. Suddenly, you become capable. You become convinced of your capacity. Your confidence increases, your speed, your efficiency, your quality of work increases, and your morale increases. If what I said has resonated with you or has made you feel seen, I write a weekly newsletter with much of these thoughts articulated. The link is in the description if you would like to join. It's free and it's made for people like you. I'll see you in the next one.